Hey guys, coldbrew here. Welcome back to another video. We have a big news today with Scratch and Cyrilla. Scratch is doing an interview with Cyrilla, and it's a long one. It's about 45 minutes. So if you don't have the time to watch the full thing, all right, I'll be doing like a recap of it in under 10 minutes and give my own thoughts of it. But if you do have the time, definitely go check out my buddy Scratch and subscribe to his channel as well if you haven't already. Just click on the details button and it's going to take you to the video where Cyrilla explains a little bit about the future and some big things coming into the game, honestly. I've watched the video myself and I can give you guys the summary of it. It's Scratch right here with Cyrilla talking, having a little bit of fun with memes in Raid, and also discussing about some subjects that exist, some issues that exist in Raid currently. I wouldn't say it was the perfect interview since a lot of the answers were very held back by Cyrilla, and I know Scratch couldn't push in terms of getting the answers. That's always how these interviews go. They get the questions and they answer in very strict ways so that they don't give anything away, and also they don't really want to push things out of control. Anyway, I'll give you guys a summary of how this all went and give you guys my thoughts and opinions on the whole thing. So 45 minutes. This was a pretty long one. For the start is Cyrilla acknowledges that it's impossible to make everybody happy. The Raid team, they are working in terms of 2 years ahead. That's what she said actually in the video. They're working with how they see the game and how they have things planned for 2 years in the future. And a big thing that is coming into the game, they've mentioned a big PvE content coming into the game by the end of this year. They usually do those big launches in December of every year. So we had in October in 2020, we had the Doom Tower. Then in 2021, late 2021, December 2021, we had the Hydra. So 2022 started with the Hydra actually in the game. So big PvE content patches. I'm not going to consider the Iron Twins on the Sand Devil PvE content comparable to, let's say, the Iron Twins and anything like that. So a big discussion for the first 15 minutes or so were soul stones, okay? How soul stones work within this game, and how Plarium sees soul stones as part of the whole player experience. They do mention, Scratch tried to push a little bit and try to mention that soul stones in the game currently, we can only get them from Iron Twins. Iron Twins is kind of difficult, but then Cyrilla said, no, you get them from some events, and you do get them from Hydra as well. The soul stones themselves, we only get the mortal soul stones, and she did confirm that some events are coming into the near future that will revolve around soulstone summoning and with better chances to summon. So I know a lot of players out there are already hoarding up their resources for, that better chance to get something good. I am doing it myself, but honestly, I don't have any a big amount, and the Hydra has not been very good with me in terms of how many soul stones I'm getting. I'm only doing 6 keys instead of the usual 12 that I was doing in the past. So I'm not doing the 150 gem refresh except on Sundays where I get the double bonus. All right. Cyrilla went ahead and talked to Scratch and told him, Scratch, you get soul stones. You get way more soul stones in Nightmare. And Scratch was kind of laughing and holding back. I know 100% for sure Scratch was thinking, you're lying. Sometimes you'll do a normal Hydra run, all right, and there's a chance to get 2 mortal soul stones. And then sometimes you'll do a Nightmare Grandmaster chest run. You do 200 million, not that it matters, but you'll get again 1 mortal soul stone, so less rewards. And it's kind of funny when you think about it. There should be guaranteed at least 3 mortal soul stones, I would say, here. If you're gonna give just the mortal ones and not even consider immortal or the eternal even, right? I think the eternal would be like a big reward, but maybe if they ever add an alternate Hydra, maybe they can add it in there, but I kind of doubt it, guys. All right. Let's get back into the discussion of the interview. This was part of the interview discussion, right? It was the issue with the soul stone, and Cyrilla wanted to address how difficult it is with the drop rates and how players can also get the soul stones in different ways. That was around the 15 to 20 minute mark. And then the discussion changed a little bit. Around the 20-minute mark, the discussion changed over to the live arena and how live arena exists. Okay, Scratch mentioned that the 35 win chests are not really worth it. Okay, I 100% agree with it. I covered it in videos in the past where the live arena, you basically do 35 wins to get a chance at gear that is not even going to be great most of the time. And also you're building up your area bonuses. And asked Cyrilla, are we going to get anything good? She said, well, you shouldn't want anything more than being, proud of fighting others and being at a higher position. That was kind of a weird answer. I didn't like that because this is honestly a big part of players. They want to be getting something back. I know PvP is part of the game, but I just do not understand why they don't give just participation chests for doing the fight. The fights do take long, and Scratch mentioned the 30-minute time limit. Is that going to change? Cyrilla came back and said, not so many fights go for 30 minutes, but we're reducing it to 15. I think that was a lie, because if they knew that fights were not going so long, they wouldn't care. But they are still going to be reducing it to 15 minutes. Okay, so that is pretty cool, I guess. I understand it. And they will be evaluating on how difficult it is and how everything is going to be. But as we proceed to the later part of the interview, the final 10 minutes or so, the 30-minute mark, they start to discuss about ascensions and especially the ascendant artifact quest. That is a very, very bad quest, especially for new players. If it ever pops out, it basically messes up your advanced quest right here. I wonder if I have it. I don't have it. I think it's kind of a rare quest to actually get. But yeah, they will be trying to remove it. They didn't specifically say we will be removing it. They said it's in their plans. So it's not 100% clear on whether they're going to do anything about it. So final 5 to 10 minutes of the interview, they discuss about time management within the game and how Raid becomes, a very grindy game. Cyrilla came in with the big news and mentioned that they will be changing the clan boss to, if you have a full auto setup that can one key the boss, then you will be able to instantly complete it, which I find amazing. It's not the only thing that it takes a lot of time within the game, I want to say, but it's a big part and a good step forward, especially if they're adding stuff in by the end of the year. I don't want to be seeing something, be taking a lot of my time when I know it shouldn't, and it's a full auto kind of team that I have, and not many players have that actually. So it's not going to be benefiting everyone. And then Cyrilla also went ahead and said, before even Scratch asked, I believe, and she said, we will not be doing the autocomplete for any other place in the game, but we are thinking of other situations where we can help with that. And Super Raids is one of that. And we see that it does benefit players. I do agree Super Raids help, but I don't understand the reasoning behind Plarium since forever, where they say the goal of the game is to build a team and make it the best one. So autocomplete shouldn't exist. I understand that, but what they need to do is have at least 10 fights or something every day that you can do, where you send in your team, and based on your fastest team that you have made so far, the multi-battles will be happening based on your fastest team. That would be okay. I mean, I totally get it. Even if it's a manual run, honestly, that should be counting something. I don't think we ever had a manual run be faster than an auto run. Anyway, let's just skip to that final 5 minutes or so. It's Cyrilla responding and closing the interview, basically saying on how everything within the game, the ascensions, empowerments, and awakenings are intertwined in the game right now. It's very interesting, and the more content that is added make things even more difficult for them as developers of the game to change things up, to add things up into the game. So it's best to try and work with changing things at a more calculated way. Okay, if that makes sense to you guys. Didn't make much sense to me for a game that has made over $1 billion. That was last year's values, by the way, last summer values. So they must have made 1.3 or something by now. 1.4 at least, unless things are bad. I saw that $150 pack, by the way, today. So I'm guessing things might be going bad. I don't know if you guys saw my video yesterday, but it's the Necred the Great Index. When things are going back, they push the button, Necred pops up as a 10x, and they hope they get some summons going and some money from all the players. So that was the interview, guys. It's 45 minutes. It's not as simplified, obviously, as I explained it in under 10 minutes or so. I also gave my own thoughts on it, on everything. So I would say just open up the video, have it on the side as you do your daily tasks within Raid. Enjoy, guys, the rest of your day. I hope you guys found the interview interesting. I think the two biggest things to take away from the interview is auto full teams for clan boss. It's going to be a thing. If you can one key it, it's going to help you out in the future. I don't know if it's the near future. PvE content is coming at the end of the year. Hopefully they don't skip away with that. And yeah, we're also going to be having a big event sooner than we think, is what Celia mentioned. So I doubt it's going to be the Path of Light. We would have had something here with a champion maybe, but I also doubt it's the champion training. I think what she's mentioning is the Raid Call of Arbiter series, and maybe a champion from there again will be coming into the game in a way to acquire them other than champion training, or how we had the daily login for art tag. Okay, that's it, guys, for today's video. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Look at me with 119 points in champion training. I am so proud of myself. Look at that. All right, guys, see you in the next one. See ya.